Mm. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen just now. Let's see. I'm not sure if you heard that today we're gonna be focusing on the function, right? Are you able to see, guys? Are you guys able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. As I mentioned, we're going to be doing this activities over here, which relates to functions from the formula to words, tables, and graphs, depending on what the question is saying in the activity. That's what we're going to be doing, right? And is there anybody who's doing this for the first time? But I don't think because you guys have been here, but we didn't do them in this format, it's just a different format, but same thing, okay? And then we have the first one. They say the same instruction in words and in symbol. Each formula below indicates the relationship between two sets of numbers that may be called the input and the output, right? For each formula, calculate the output.
Ma'am, I can't hear you.
I can't hear you either. Guys, are you able to hear me? It kicked me out. I don't know what happened, but were you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Now we can hear you.
Okay, till what which part were you guys able to pick?
Please repeat the question.
I'm asking till which part were you guys able to hear?
We couldn't hear from the beginning.
From the beginning. Did you get this part or nothing as well? Zira,
Yes, ma'am.
did you get this part?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not sure what's happening to Langedith over there. We'll continue. But is everybody on the same page? Did you guys understand why I'm replacing the X with the 0, 1, 2, and 10? Grace,
Yes, ma'am.
do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's move to B, which says y is equal to 3 into x plus 5. And how are we going to do this one? Let's hear Langeli, please. Langeli is still in here. Um,
Yes, ma'am.
How are we going to do the first one? Basically, we're just looking for the outputs for when the input values are 1, 0, 1, 2, and 10.
Ma'am, first thing you're gonna write is, ma'am, may I ask you a question, ma'am?
Sorry?
Ma'am, may you please repeat what we have to do, ma'am?
You're going to do the same thing I did for A. So you're going to find the the output values when the input value is equal to 0, 1, 2, and 10. Mm-hmm.
Ma'am, so are we calculating the whole thing or just trying to,
Trying
mm,
to
or we're just trying to summarize the sum itself, ma'am? Are we calculating or simplifying the sum?
Okay, we'll just answer the question after who Grace.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you going to do here?
So you're gonna start by saying, which one are we doing, ma'am? We're doing B on number 2, right?
We are on B, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna start off by saying y is equals to 3 brackets, another bracket, 0 close bracket, plus 5 close bracket, which equals us um 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the second one, it's gonna be 3 bracket 1 plus 5, and our final answer is going to be 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to be 21.
Mhm.
And then our last one is going to be, can I do this like
Okay.
$45?
45, right? Okay, let's see. Good. So basically, Langelihle, what you're supposed to do here, you have what? You calculate the what? The output numbers that correspond to the input numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. I mean 0, 1, 2, and 10, right? So what you need to do here is to wherever you see the X, because the X is the input, right? The X is the input. You're going to do what? You're going to substitute with 0, 1, 2, and 10 for you to get what? To get the output values, which is the Y values. Do you get it? So we have Y is equal to 3 into X plus 5. So we have Y is equal to 3 into X plus 5, close the bracket. And then we have Y is equal to 3 into, we have 0 plus 5. And then we also have 3 into 1 plus 5. And then we also have 3 into 2, into 2 plus 5. And then lastly, we have 3 into open brackets plus 5. And then we got the Y values, right? For all of these. So the first one would be 15 because 0 plus 5 is 0 plus 5 is 5. Multiplied by that is 16. And then 3 multiplied by 5 into, 5. This is 1, not 10, right? So 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 multiplied by that is how much? What is 6 multiplied by 5? Sorry, 6 multiplied by 3. It's going to be 18. And then we have 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 multiplied by that is 21. And then we also have 3 multiplied by 15, which is how much? How much did you get? 45. Perfect. And then the answer is going to be 45, like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for C. Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have another one. Zero, we have Y is equal to 3x plus 5. How are we going to get the output values for that?
Ma'am, I'm gonna substitute the 0 in brackets where x is written. So 3 times by 0 is equal to 0, plus 5 times by 0 is equal to 0, so then my y is equal to 0. Then for my other answer for substituting 1 is 8, and then substituting 2 would be 16. Then substituting 10, it would be 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are my answers.
Okay, good. Do you think if we add the 3 and the 5, we're still gonna get the same amount? Have 8
Yes,
eggs. in a way that you have 8x and then say 8x multiplied by, 8 multiplied by 0 is 0, 8 multiplied by 1 is 8, 8 multiplied by 2 is 16, so 3 multiplied by 2 is how much? What is 3 multiplied 6, and then that multiplied by that. So you literally gonna get the same amount. So you can either add or keep it like this, right? Okay, let's move to D. D has y is equal to 3 to the 3x to the power of 2 plus 5. Grace, Grace, are you still there? Guys, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Grace, what's happening? Okay, no problem. Let's try number what? Not number, but letter E. For wait, E. For you, Langilihle.
Ma'am, first you're gonna write, ma'am, I'm doing number E, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, first you're gonna replace the X there with 0, then also the X for the next to the 5. The answer's gonna be, the answer's gonna turn to 3, open bracket, 0, close bracket, plus 5, open bracket, 0, close bracket. Then y is just gonna equal to 0.
Hmm?
Then for the next one, you replace the X with the 1 for 3. So it will be 3 in brackets 1 plus 5 in brackets 1. The answer, the answer is going to be 8. Y will equal 8. Then next, you're gonna replace the X with 10. 10 to the power of 2 out of bracket, 10 to the power of 2. Then 5 and 10 next to it in brackets. The answer for 3 is going to turn to 3 and in brackets 100 next to it plus 5 next to it in brackets 10. Then the sum's going to turn into 300 plus 50. Then the y is going to equal to 350.
Perfect. And that's great. Basically, that's what you do in this um activity. Let's see. Um let's see. Zira F.
Ma'am, so first of all, you're going to substitute 0. So 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. And then 3 times by 0 is equal to 0. So then it's equal to 0 because 5 times by 0 is 0. Then I'm going to substitute 1. 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. So 6 times 3 is equal to 18. Then substituting my 2. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. 3 times by 2 is equal to 6. 6 times by 7 is equal to 42. And then substituting my 10. 5 plus by 10 plus by 5 is equal to 15. 3 times by 10 is equal to 30. 30 times by 15 is equal to
Is equal to?
I'm busy calculating. 3 is equal to 315.
350.
Yes,
Perfect.
ma'am.
Grace, are you still not able to talk?
I'm here, ma'am.
Yours is D.
So I'm going to start off by saying 3 times 0 to the power of 2 plus 5, and it's going to be 0 plus 5. So the first answer is going to be 5. Then my second answer is going to be 8. And then my third answer is going to be 17. And then my last answer is going to be
How did you get a 17?
I said 3. I said 2 to the power of 2 is 4, and 3 times 4 is 12 plus 5.
Okay. And your last answer
And
is?
then I'm quickly working it out. $305.
305. And how did you get to 305?
Because 10 to the power of 2 is 100, and 10 is 300, and then 300 plus 5 is 305.
That's good. Perfect. Now let's move to 2. 2 says the information provided in the formula y is equal to 5x to the power of 2 minus 3x can also be represented in words. For example, to get the output um, number, you have to subtract 3 times the input number from, you have to subtract what? You have to subtract 3 times the input number from 5 times the square of the input number. Okay? Do you guys understand what's happening here?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
What about the other two? You guys understanding what's happening here?
Ma'am, I don't understand.
Okay. Basically, what's happening here, they tried to put the formula in terms of words, right? Instead of saying 5x to the power of 2 minus 3x, they replaced the x with what? The x with the term here input. value or input number, right? Because we know in this context our x is our input value or input number, right? So what they did here, they said to get the output number, basically they're just saying this out, voicing this out, they're saying it in terms of words, right? They said to get what? To get the output value, which is y. So to get y, to get you have to subtract 3 multiplied by what? 3 times subtracted. So that means it's going to be 3 minus from something, right? And then the 5x to the power of 2, they said it's a what? It's a 5 times the square of input number. So it's 5 times the square of input number. So it's 5 times what? Square of input number. Input is x to the power of 2, which is what? Which is 5x squared. Does it make sense? So this is what we need to do for those.
A little bit, ma'am.
You got it? Zira, you still with us? Zira, are you still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a with you guys. So we have y is equal to 3x plus 5. Okay, 3x plus 5. Let's see. We have 3x plus 5. So this would be to get the output number. You have to do what? You have to add 5 with what? Or to add 5 to or with 3 times the input number. Do you guys get that? To get the output number, you have to add 5 to 3 what? 3 times input number. Do you guys get that? So basically that's what needs to be done in this activity over here. Does it still there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Let's move to this. B. What is it going to be? 0 to get the output number for B. What do you have to do?
To get the output number, you have to first add your input number plus 5, then times it by 3.
Perfect. So y, to get the y, which is what? The output number. To get the output number, you have to add the input number with what? With 5 and then times by 3. Okay. And then C, Langelete, what do we do to get the y value, the output value?
Ma'am, I'm confused about something, ma'am.
What?
Ma'am, may you please repeat what you did for number B, ma'am?
Repeat what?
Number B, ma'am. I'm confused about that, ma'am.
Number B, Zira, can you repeat it?
To get your output number, you first have to add your input number plus 5, then times it by 3.
There you have it. Do you have any question on that negative?
No, ma'am.
Okay, now let's do your C. Mhm.
Ma'am, should I answer the full thing with the same formula of 1, 2, and 10, ma'am?
No, here we are not using the 1, 2, and 10. If you look here, we have 1, and then it has all the questions, and then it has instructions. So this is a different thing. It's 2, and then we have a whole different of new things. There's no 10 and 1. So you're just gonna do what we have been doing. What I did for A, what I did for B, and what for C is going to be yours. So you have to tell us what is it that you're gonna do for you to get the output value, which is Y. But let's go to um Grace for now. Grace D.
Yes, ma'am.
D.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What am I plussing? What am I plussing with 5? Do I say 8x plus 5 and then I times it by 3? Or do I say 3 times 5 and then, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So this is saying the information provided in the formula y is equal to 5x to the power of 2 minus 3 can also be represented in words. So basically what we are trying to do is to represent this in words, D in words.
Oh, okay, ma'am. So for C, it's gonna be
Not for
y is equal to,
for C. And this is what they did. You should have follow them like how they did here. They said to get the output number you
the
have,
output number.
right? 3 times the input number from what? From 5 times the square of the input number. So you're gonna do the same thing. You're not gonna be saying X, you're not gonna be saying Y. We don't have X, we don't have Y, but we have input and output values. Okay?
Okay. So you're going to say to get the output number. Ma'am, we're doing C and I can't see C.
You're doing D. C is for Langeli.
Oh, to get the output number, you have to add 5 to 3 times input number squared.
To get the Y value, to get the input value, sorry,
To get the output value
or number.
um of to get the output value, you have to say 5 plus 3 times x, no, 3 times input value to the power of 2.
Okay. Um, let's have Langeli doing the very same one. Let's hear him. Langeli, do D. Let's hear what you have to say about it. If you
Ma'am,
were
to get the output value, ma'am, you must times the input with the 3. You must first times the input with the 3, and then after that add it to the 5. Then you get your output.
I want you to say it exactly how you're going to write it. Okay. Let's do it again.
Ma'am, first we're gonna put the input in brackets. Then
Remember, the main aim here is to write it in words so that it, like, maybe let's say for example in the next chapter you have the words, then you can convert it to um that to y is equal to 3x to the power of 2 plus 5 if you are given that in words. Zira, how would you answer D?
What I would say, ma'am, is to get the output number, you first add 5 to 3 times to the input number to the power of 2.
So to get the output number, we're going to add 5 with 3 times the square of what? The square of input number. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Or input squared, which is correct. So both of you are correct on this one. And then for F, anyone?
Ma'am, is it going to be to get the output number, you first have to add the input number with 5, then times the input number by 3 to then times it by 3 to the input number.
Oh, can you say that again?
In order to get the output number, you first have to add the input number with 5, then times it by 3 with the input number.
Okay. Let's go to Grace.
Yes, ma'am.
F.
I would say to find the output value, you'd have to addition in the brackets, which consist of 5, input number plus 5. And after finding that out, you'd say you times that input number by 3 input number times input number.
Okay, guys, remember the main aim of doing this is to also keep it as short as possible, right? Because if you say a lot of things, you might as well just confuse the person that's going to be reading and having to convert your words into like formula numbers, right? So you have to make sure that it's short, right? Let's go to Langeli. You said D. I mean, sorry, F.
And first for F, we're going to put the input number in brackets next to the A, next to a 3 and brackets inside the original brackets plus 5. Then we're going to calculate the input with the 3. And with our answer, we're going to put it inside the put it inside the brackets. So, ma'am, should I calculate the 3 and the 5, or should I just keep it at that, ma'am?
So main aim here is not to calculate, but we have to do the formula in words, right? The formula in words, right? So writing something in words have nothing to do with the calculator, but you voicing it out. So to get the output value or the output number, you have to do what? You have to add 5 to or with I'm gonna choose 2 So to get the output value or output number, you're going to add 5 to what? 5 to the input number times what? Times 3 times input number, which is 3x. Does that make sense? So to get the output value, sorry, to get the output number or output value, yes, we're going to add 5 to x, then multiply, or sorry, then times by 3 times the what? The, the input value, which is x, excuse me. And that's it. Everybody happy? Do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
No question. Langeli, any question?
No, ma'am.
No. Um, okay, let's see. Grace, any question?
No, ma'am.
Great. Now let's go to number 3. They say for each set of instruction, write a formula that you see this is the opposite of what we were doing now, right? So we're going to change it from this how it's written here to this way. Okay, y is equal to whatever, or x is equal to whatever, if that's okay. So A, have multiply the input number by 10, then subtract 3 to get the output number. So multiply what? Multiply the input number by 10. Multiply the input number. What is input? Input is x by what? By 10. Then do what? Then subtract 3. Then subtract 3. So basically 10 times x is equal to that. 10x minus 3 is equal to y, or y is equal to 10x minus 3. Happy? Let's go to B. B0 says subtract 3 from the square of the input number, then multiplied by 10 to get the output value. 0 to B. What are we going to have?
3 from ma'am, is it going to be 10 10x squared minus 3? Oh wait, sorry. Is it going to be 10 open bracket x squared minus 3?
Subtract 3 from the square of the input, then multiply by 10 to get the output number. What are they saying? Multiply. Oh, let me write what you're saying. You say y is equal to
Is equal to 10 open bracket x squared minus 3.
x squared minus 3. Okay.
Yes.
It says subtract 3 from the square of the input, then multiplied by 10. Perfect, 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 perfect. That's how it is. Then let's go to C. C says multiply the square of the input number by 10, then add 5 times the input number to get the output. And let's see. This one goes to Langeli.
Ma'am, the sum will be y equals 10 bracket 5 times x. Wait, ma'am, just give me a second to think, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am, what you're gonna write, ma'am, is y equals 10 bracket x to the power of 10, ma'am. To the power of 5, ma'am.
Y is equal to 10.
Open bracket x to the power, open bracket x, close bracket to the power of 5. X. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, that's all, ma'am.
Everybody agreeing to that? I'll have a different view. Multiply, oh, sorry. Yes, multiply the input number by 10 and then add 5 times the input number to get the output number. So you have to multiply what? Multiply the square of the input number by 10. Multiply the square of the input number by 10. Multiply the square of the input number by 10. Multiply the square of input number by 10. So it's x to the power of 2. This is what? This is the input number. Square the input number, then multiplied by 10. So that means it's going to be 10x squared. Okay. And then they say what? Then add 5 times the input number. Then add 5. So we're going to add 5 times the input number times x, which is the same as plus 5x. And that's it. Grace, D is yours. Can you quickly just complete D so that we can end the lesson, Grace?
So, ma'am, you're going to say y is equals to 3. Brackets x to the power of 7 minus 100.
Wait, you said we're going to say y is equal to?
Y is equals to 3 bracket x to the power of 7 minus 100. Or is it the other way around? I think it's around.
Subtract 3, no. Subtract 7 times the square of the input number. You give me to the power of 2, x to the power of 2, because they say the square of the input number we don't have, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Don't have, we have square in your answer. No, we don't have.
So
Okay.
would it be y is equals to 3 bracket x to the power of 2 close bracket to the power of 7 minus 100?
Subtract 7 times the square of input. Let's start here. They say subtract what? 7 times the square of input. 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 So this is the square of input. This is 7. So 7 times the square of the input, which is what? This is what? This is 7x, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then we're going to go again from what? They say subtract this from what? From 100. So that means it's going to be 100 minus 7x to the power of 2. Because they say you must subtract this from where? from the 100, okay? And then let's go again. They say then multiplied by 3. Then multiplied by 3. We're going to multiply the whole thing by 3 because you have to subtract them first before you can do it, before you can multiply. So that means 3 is going to multiply the sum, or yeah, the sum of 100 minus 7x to the power of 2, and that's it. Happy?
Yes, ma'am.
You guys, I'm afraid we ran out of time. I'll see you guys next time when we have a lesson. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, guys. Unless if there's one you have a question. Do you guys have any question?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Hey, guys, enjoy your week. Bye, guys.
Bye, ma'am. Enjoy your day.